On this episode of Living the Dream, join Captain Jimmy and Luiza for part 1 of their Costa Rican adventure at the Crocodile Bay Resort. The trip starts small, but it ends with some true Costa Rican trophies.
Fish on! Woo! Woo! Woo-hoo! There he is, Monster Jack!
Woo! Fish on!
This is Living the Dream with Captain Jimmy Nelson.
It's a big fish, guys.
Presented by Salt Life. Live salty.
Good fish. And that's what she was fighting all that time. Man, what a fish. Wow. Doesn't get any better than Baja. Yeah, boy. That's a kingfish right there. Woo! Luiza and I flew from Orlando, Florida to San Jose, Costa Rica, and from San Jose, we jumped on a smaller plane to the Osa Peninsula, which is where Crocodile Bay Resort is located. That was a bumpy flight.
After a warm welcome at the Crocodile Bay Resort, Captain Jimmy and Luiza cruise the grounds before settling in. The next morning, they hit the water for some inshore fishing along Costa Rica's captivating shoreline.
Not long into trolling, we ended up getting a hit. Fish on! All right, well, we got him hooked up. Well, welcome back to another episode of Living the Dream. Today we're out here in Costa Rica at Crocodile Bay Resort, and I got something little on to start it off here inshore. I'm not really sure what it is, but we're after roosterfish. So we might get lucky, and oh, it looks like a little snapper. Look at the little snapper there. Oh yeah, little barred snapper. There it is. That's a little barred snapper there. Very common out here on the Pacific coast, Panama, Costa Rica, Mexico. Really good eating fish as well. It's not a real big one, but it's very tasty. I tell you what, one this size, I'm probably just gonna go ahead and let go and try for something a little bigger. It's a heck of a way to start it out here though, real pretty fish. Check out the teeth on that thing, man. Has some serious fangs. Want to keep your fingers away from that. They're a very tasty fish, but I'm gonna go ahead and let them go anyways. Pretty fish too, man. And you can tell why they're called a barred snapper. Looks like they have bars running down them. Go ahead and get him in the water. The fishing in Costa Rica is a little bit slow compared to Florida just because the fishery here is so amazing. But the thing you get in Costa Rica is you get big fish and you get fish that you don't catch in other places. After waiting for a little while, we ended up getting another hit. Fish on! Oh, feels like a pretty good one, Cap. He's running. Oh my goodness, that didn't take long after that little snapper. Wow. Well, we were over there catching some snapper on the other side. Decided to run over here across the bay to try for roosterfish because the roosterfish bite was kind of slow. And I think we got one right away. I mean, this was quick. And we have one on here. He's already right by the boat here. Oh, he's going forward, Cap. He's going forward. It's a good fish. It's a real good fish. Come on, keep going with me. Give me some tension. He's still in front. Look at this. It's a good fish. That's a good fish. Nothing I can do but let it take line. What we have on here, the tackle's not gonna give. I got 80-pound braid down to an 80-pound high seas fluorocarbon leader. So oh, look at that rooster, huge. Big tackle, big rooster right here. Look at the size of this monster. Woo! That is a beast. That's a trophy-sized rooster. That's not the size rooster that you're gonna catch every day. It's a fish of a lifetime for most people, and we were super stoked to see that thing on the end of our line. Woo! Now that's a rooster fish, guys! Homegrown in Costa Rica. Wow! What a monster! This is what we were after. The snapper we're biting, and now the big rooster fish. Holy cow! And that right there is worth 2 plane tickets and a ride over to Crocodile Bay Resort right there. The big monster pez gallo rooster fish. Whew, what a beauty! Man!
Living the Dream with Captain Jimmy Nelson is made possible by Salt Life. Live salty. Engel Coolers, the original high-performance cooler. Sea Deck. Your boat deserves Sea Deck. ACR Electronics, the science of survival. And by American Fishing Wire. Whether you're a first-time visitor or a frequent flyer, the welcome is always warm at the Crocodile Bay Resort.
So just let me say, welcome to Crocodile Bay. We love you. I want to put it just this way. Just be my sunshine. Just be that day that's so bright. Just be that rain.
Nestled on the beautiful shores of the Osa Peninsula on Costa Rica's South Pacific coast, the resort offers both inshore and offshore fishing excursions.
Fish on! All right. I love it when they hit first thing in the morning.
Board your charter in style from the resort's very own dock that juts out onto the scenic Crocodile Bay. The perfect destination for sportsmen and sightseekers alike, Crocodile Bay Resort offers guided rainforest safaris for a chance to walk deep into the jungle. No matter what your day looks like, the waves are always nearby. After a surf or a hike, you can return to the resort, rest assured that hospitality awaits. To book the adventure of a lifetime, visit www.crocodilebay.com. And now back to the boat for one last look at the hefty rooster fish Jimmy landed before the break.
Wow, what a monster rooster fish this is right here, guys. Gosh, I can't even hold him right for you. He's gonna go in. Woo! Here we go. It was pretty awesome to have that fish in the boat and have that thing in our hands because that was a true trophy.
With at least one monster on the board, the crew decides to relocate. They head further offshore and rig up for some jigging. And it isn't long before Luiza's hooked up.
Fish on! Fish on!
yeah, fish
good
on,
one!
fish
good
on.
one!
Oh my gosh. It's fighting kind of strange. It's right here on the surface. Woo! Oh no!
Before she could get her eyes on it, the fish cut her off. But as she was reeling it in, Jimmy spotted a school of Jack Crevalle just beneath it. This time he's not taking any chances. Before dropping a live bait with his Tsunami Shield reel, he decides to add AFW's tooth-proof wire to it. Jacks are known for their strength, and they've got teeth to back it up, but this wire is sure to hold.
Oh, is that a fish? I got a fish, guys. Got a fish. Woo! Fish on! Woo-hoo! I just rigged up one of those C&H hard wires on one of their little mini mighty swivels. And as soon as this thing hit the water, the fish was on. I mean, you guys saw it. One flip into the water and the fish just it saw it hit and started going. And he's going down. He's digging in. That's strange for a fish that hits on the surface. Gosh, it's a strong one, whatever it is. Holy cow. The rod that I have it set up on here is a Tsunami 20 to 40 class spinning rod with an 8,000 shield reel. So it's one of their larger reels. It's gotta be a jack. I mean, this thing is just kicking and kicking.
Find out if Jimmy's got the right jack at the end of his line when Livin' the Dream returns after the break. Livin' the Dream with Captain Jimmy Nelson is made possible by C&H Lures. Be a winner with C&H Lures. Plantation on Crystal River, the place to stay and play along Florida's nature coast. Cayman Islands Angling Club. Come experience sport fishing in paradise. And by Salt Life. Live salty. Just off Costa Rica's South Pacific coast, Jimmy and Luiza are nearing the end of their first day on the water, trolling for roosterfish. The trip started with a barred snapper tight to shore. The snapper population has been declining on Costa Rica's Pacific coast, so Jimmy released it, and the crew relocated in hopes of a rooster. The lines were set, and Jimmy got just the fish he was looking for.
Fish on! Now that's a roosterfish, guys! Homegrown in Costa Rica!
Before the break, Luiza got cut off, so Jimmy rigged his Tsunami reel with some AFW tooth-proof wire and got the kind of bite it called for.
Woo! Fish on! Woo-hoo! This has to be a jack, man. Jacks are just such strong fish. They'll fight from top to bottom, and they just seem to never wear out. I would say tuna are the strongest fish pound for pound, but jacks are not far behind them. Jack are a very strong fish, and they will fight till the very end. There he is, monster jack. Look at that. Gosh. It's almost as big as that rooster. And look at that fish. Oh,
Big jack.
That's a big jack. Jack crevalle are very strong fish. It's not a fish I typically would target, but if you're not catching much, they always put up a good fight and will definitely put a bend in your rod, that's for sure. Woo! And there's the fish, back in the boat. Monster, another dinosaur out here. Oh. Again, we got cut off, and I just decided to grab some wire out of the box there and rig this up for that Sierra mackerel. You can see that hook got him there. I actually have wire on there. Didn't kink up, break, nothing. Landed us a big old fish, but it's not what we were after, but we'll take it. I'm not a fan of jacks, but they sure do pull. Tough fish.
After releasing the jack, Jimmy decided to relocate again. He hooked his first rooster closer to shore, so the crew headed back in to rig up for a second go at jigging in live bait, for what they hope will be a second trophy rooster. But the hours slip by without a bite, so the crew relocates again. In the end, all they've got to show for it is a small bonita Jimmy plucks from a passing school.
What do I have here? Yeah, little bonita. Look at him, he's trying to swim. Can't do it. Got him on one of those purple Palomar jigs. Let him go.
And just when the crew is ready to call it, something rare pops up behind the boat.
Big shark. Oh, look at the size of the whale shark. Look underwater, Mikey.
Look at the whale shark. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Can you believe this? Do you guys see that? There's a whale shark right there that came up to our boat. Right there. It's my first time ever seeing a whale shark.
Usually you're hunting all over the place trying to find them when you know they're in the area. But to have one just come right up to you, that's unheard of, and it was beautiful. It was a juvenile whale shark. It wasn't a real big one, but I mean, it was just lit up. It was right behind the boat, and it's one of the neatest things you could ever see while you're out there.
No matter what tomorrow brings, this encounter will be the highlight of the trip. And with that in mind, Jimmy and Luiza head back to Crocodile Bay to rest up for an early rise and a final shot at the roosterfish. We'll be back for more Living the Dream right after the break. For Jimmy and Luiza, it's day 2 at the Crocodile Bay Resort in Costa Rica and their last day inshore. Hoping to bag a few monster roosterfish, they rise early and head offshore, eager to make the most of it.
We started the next morning off inshore fishing again, started doing the same thing we did the day before, trolling our baits. Except today, we got hit right away. Fish on! All right. I love it when they hit first thing in the morning. Well guys, we're out here for day number 2 at a Crocodile Bay Resort in Costa Rica. And I don't have a real big one on right now, but I think it's a roosterfish. We just saw some fins in front of the boat and we were heading towards them, but I guess there's some fish behind the boat as well. He's coming in. It's not a baby, but it's not huge. It's definitely not a monster. We're getting pretty close to the boat here. It's coming right up on this side. Here we go, he's coming up. It's gonna be a little guy. Oh, what is it? It's a little rooster. Actually, it's not that bad. That's a good one. He's bringing me all over the place. Thought he was a baby. He's not all that baby. Good fish. There's so many reasons that I like roosterfish, but one of the main reasons I like catching roosterfish so much is because they're just such a cool looking fish. They're only inshore on the Pacific coast and only in certain areas on the Pacific coast, so you can't even catch them everywhere there. Sometimes you have to work for them for several days, so it's very rewarding when you do work for a couple days to catch that fish. Here we go. All right. Woo! What a way to start it. Good rooster, man. Wow, it's not a monster, but he's not a baby either, like I was saying. Nice fish. Can't ask for much better than that. Great way to start it. They have that cool mohawk going on, you know, the big fins sticking up off the top that'll stick out of the water sometimes when they're feeding. And they are a very aggressive fish, so when you get them in a school, they will compete with each other for your bait. So that's always neat if you see them busting on your bait or on a topwater lure. There's another look at that first rooster fish of the morning. It's a beauty. Let's get out there and get a couple more of them. All right. Love catching these things. They're so much fun. Oh, look at him. He's trying to kick off. You don't even want to be revived. Look at those beautiful fins in the water. Wow. 10 minutes into trolling maybe, saw a roosterfish pop up in front of the boat. We're looking at everything in the front and the line takes off. So hopefully the rest of the day will go as good as this morning's been going so far. Let's get these lines back out, Cap. We can do this. Woo!
Oh, fish on. What is that? Woo! We got a jumper. Woo! That's not a rooster. It's a shark. It's actually a shark, guys. Stealing my bait. Wrong fish here.
Look at that. Didn't even get him in the mouth. You know how hard it is to catch a shark like that? Anybody can catch one in the mouth. Look at this here. There we go. It's a little guy, so I can manhandle him a little bit.
Trying to steal our bait.
Yeah, there it is. Little black tip.
Woo! Fish on! It's a big fish, guys. It's a huge fish. Woo!
Luiza was fighting that fish perfect too, and I could tell it was a big fish. Gosh, that's a big one, huh?
It is a big one, Jimmy. Oh my gosh. Watch out, watch out.
Keep it tight. Oh, there he is on the surface, right there.
Wow.
Look at that.
There he is. Woo!
And then when that fish surfaced and I saw it, I knew she had a monster on.
This is amazing. Catching rooster fish in paradise. I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better day.
She's doing everything right. She's taking her time with it and she's just working it towards the boat. She was doing everything she needed to do to get it right next to us so that we could land it. Ooh, he's still got some kick left. He's gonna probably try to pull line. Oh yeah. All right. Woo!
Oh my
It's a
God.
beast, Luiza. Get him under control. Want to support him like this so he don't hurt himself. He wants to go crazy, but I don't want him to.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this
Wow.
is my biggest rooster fish ever.
It's a monster,
in
huh?
Costa Rica.
Woo! Crocodile Bay Resort knows how to grow them, don't they?
Sure.
Wow. Well done. And that was on the 60-pound high seas fluorocarbon leader. I'm glad we had the heavier leader on.
Yeah.
Because that lighter leader might not have held up to a big fish like that.
That's right.
Slow day, only a couple fish. But when you get one this size, it makes it all worth it. That's a trophy right there.
Quality over quantity.
All day long.
Day long.
Woo, well done. All right, well, let's snap a picture or two with this guy and then release him. How about that?
Let's do it.
All right.
For more fishing and diving action, follow along on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter at Captain Jimmy Nelson. Living the Dream with Captain Jimmy Nelson was brought to you by Salt Life. Live salty.